I don't know what the hell it is. It's Project 25. He's involved in Project. And then they read some of the things, and they are extreme. I mean, they're seriously extreme. But I don't know anything about it. I don't want to know anything about it. But what they do is misinformation and disinformation, and they keep saying, he's a threat to democracy. I'm saying, what the hell did I do for democracy? Last week, I took a bullet for democracy. What did I do against democracy?
Bubba! Get him back here if you can. Can you move him? Can you move him? Okay, try to bring him back here. Remember to stop the bleeding.
And Devalle, the medic, having survived another rescue mission, brings back his wounded man. Who is it? Who is it? The question spreads down the line. Oh, Christ, it's Hero, the sergeant who likes to walk point. How bad is it? A couple of leg wounds.
We were walking down the trail.
Perimeter out here.
I was walking point, and we noticed a side trail. It was one of the side trails we came down. It had more use on it than when we first came down it. So I looked up and spotted it was an NVA. He had a green uniform, had an AK, and it was like a quick draw old thing. I opened up in him. He opened up in me. Yeah, I'm afraid it works that way. But he's lying up there in the trail.
Roger that. We haven't taken fire in here yet.
I got hit in both legs.
Pop smoke, 4-3. Pop a smoke over here.
That's about it.
Ed?
Well, we've got 7 months in country now, 3 Purple Hearts. I don't need a 4th.
And people from mental institutions, people from insane asylums, and it drives them crazy. Hannibal Lecter. I got hundreds of billions of dollars from China. And I got along very well with President Xi. He's a great guy. He wrote me a beautiful note the other day when he heard about what happened. And he wrote me a beautiful, most of the leaders do. A lot of them didn't like what I was doing to them, but they also knew it was about time. The jig was up, right? It was about time. But they wrote me, almost all of them wrote me notes. It was nice.
Family members of 9/11 victims blasting former President Donald Trump for hosting the Saudi-backed golf tour. The tournament is happening at the former president's Bedminster golf course, just 50 miles from where the Twin Towers fell. The protesters are accusing him and the golfers on the tour of accepting so-called blood money from a government they say is connected to the terror attacks. LIV is paying pro golfers big bucks to ditch the PGA Tour. Phil Mickelson reportedly signing a $200 million contract with the league. Dustin Johnson, Sergio Garcia, Bryson DeChambeau also signing on, among others. Here's CNBC's Perry Russum with the backlash they're now facing.
If we can't get a golfer to at least look us in the eye and tell us that they're doing it for the money and they don't give a shit about the atrocities of Saudi Arabia, they're cowards.
Brett Eagleson said
the finances and what Trump said today on Twitter. For the record, I have no financial interests in Saudi Arabia or Russia, for that matter. I don't know why he threw that in there. Any suggestion that I have is just more fake news, of which there is plenty. What's the truth there?
The truth is that at 9:15 a.m., the president made my job a lot easier today, because that is about the easiest tweet to prove.
Hasn't he bragged on the opposite?
Oh, he's talked about it. He talked about the business that he does with Saudis. He says they do a lot of business with me. There are several examples going back into the 90s with a prince who has now had a falling out with the royal family, but he was Prince Alawid. He got Donald Trump out of a pickle by buying his yacht. He got him out of another pickle for $325 million by buying him out of the Plaza Hotel. In 2000, I'm trying to remember the year, the Saudi government, not a prince associated with them. The Saudi government bought an entire floor of one of Donald Trump's buildings across the road from the United Nations.
As one does.
As one does. That's just in the past. In most recent history, both in New York and Washington, we've seen remarkable increases in revenue for the Trump Hotel from the Saudis who have come here to lobby. They spend more money on lobbying than pretty much any other country. And in his hotel in Chicago, 168% increase in revenue, rental revenue. So the president's enmeshed with the Saudis in many ways. Now, the technicality about whether he has any businesses in Saudi Arabia, that doesn't exist. I think in 2016, there were 8 registered Trump companies in Saudi Arabia, all of which were withdrawn by the end of 2016. So maybe.
And thank you. By the way, just so everybody, I have no business whatsoever with Saudi Arabia. Couldn't care less.
I have zero political aspiration. I run a company. I believe I do it better than anyone. I enjoy what I do. I deal with all of the same people that we're talking about. I deal with the Saudis. I deal with the Japanese. I don't think anybody sells much more real estate than I do to the Japanese, the Saudis, etc. They buy the most expensive apartments in the world that I happen to build. And I know the people, and I like the people.
Saudi Arabia, they're fun. I have many friends from Saudi Arabia. I have so many friends from Saudi Arabia. I love the Saudis. Many are in this building.
I have nothing against Saudi Arabia. I do a lot of business with Saudi Arabia. I think they're great. They're wonderful. They buy my apartments. They pay me a fortune. I made a fortune on Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, I like the Saudis. They're very nice. I make a lot of money with them. They buy all sorts of my stuff, all kinds of toys from Trump. They pay me millions and hundreds of millions. Saudi Arabia, and I get along great with all of them. They buy apartments from me. They spend $40 million, $50 million. Am I supposed to dislike them? I like them very much.
Security contributor Tracy Walder. Tracy, thank you so much. I spoke to you when we knew about the existence of this video before it was actually released. Before we talk about what's in the video, what was just your initial gut reaction to it, considering your history with the CIA and the FBI?
Well, thank you for having me, Nicole. Really, this video was enraging, quite frankly, as someone who obviously sat there on September 11th and then went to meetings with the Saudis after September 11th, about this to gain intelligence from them, to know that they potentially could have been sitting on this information is absolutely enraging.
And there's a lot happening in this video. What are some of the things that stand out to you as you look at this footage?
There's a couple things. I think the first thing is the detailed casing of the Capitol. There's always been talk and rumors that Flight 93 that crashed into the field in Pennsylvania was destined for the Capitol. And
you've got a number of Saudi government officials who the FBI has acknowledged are Saudi officials paid by the Saudi government, interacting in some ways with multiple 9/11 hijackers on American soil just before the 9/11 attacks. We have not seen these videos for ourselves because they have not been made public. They're still under seal and involved in this court process. But what we do have are detailed descriptions of what's on the videos from the court documents. It says the evidence includes highly incriminating videos that a welcome party of Bayoumi, this is one of the Saudi officials, hosted for the hijackers. It's never been exploited before by the FBI, but this is on camera. Another chilling video seized, just produced by British authorities, showing Bayoumi casing the U.S. Capitol for an attack. It is believed that the plane that went down in a field in Pennsylvania may have been heading for the Capitol. So that is disturbing. And if that's not enough, there's more. According to these court documents now, they say that they have documentary evidence of things that Bayoumi and other officials were writing down, basically a guideline for how to steer a plane into an object that is stationary and on the ground.
Xers really, more than anything else, represent a generation of extreme individual creativity and resilience. After 9/11, everyone was talking about the resilience of America. Well, which generation do you think really showed that resilience? I don't think boomers. I think it's the who moved my cheese generation. I think I think it's Generation X. I mean, who was most likely in those Twin Towers at that hour of the morning? Who was in that flight from Pittsburgh? Who was in that wing of the Pentagon? Who was shipping out a couple of weeks later to Afghanistan, you know, getting married, signing their wills? This is Generation X. It can take anything you give it.
Research that this is a little bit disorienting for members of Generation X.
Well, very much so. You know, older generations can all recall some time in their lives when America was still a country that people had a sense of where people had a sense of direction. Big institutions were respected and trusted. People felt a sense of cohesion as a nation. Xers, probably many of them cannot recall a time like that in their own lives. A lot of them don't recall anything before Watergate. Some of them don't even recall that.
Well, that's pretty unsettling in itself. Is there a lot of soul searching going on now then?
Well, you know, even boomers can remember growing up as kids during the American high, and so we can kind of come back to that sense. You know, yes, we have to trust big institutions and government to do big things. I think among Xers, there's a sense of, where am I? A little bit of disorientation, a feeling of wondering where history is going, because all of the time that they remember coming of age as adults, this has been a wide open, globalist, you know, market-oriented, free agent society. And the secret to success is to take care of yourself as an individual, put a lot of choices on hold, maybe put off making permanent decisions about getting married or about, you know, devoting yourself to a single profession or career. And suddenly they're beginning to see life isn't going to be like that in our future. At least there's a high probability that America won't be that kind of place. So suddenly they have to start reorienting themselves. And I think there's a lot of survey data which suggests that Xers are the most affected. This is the generation most likely to tell surveyors that they are changing their daily habits of living in the wake of 9/11. There's particularly in cities and obviously New York and Washington, a lot of reporting about how Generation X, a lot of them don't want to live alone anymore. They're moving in with each other. A lot of people reconsidering marriages that they've kept on hold. Maybe they ought to make that final choice and that final commitment, because life is short and history can change and big things can happen. I noticed recently the 101st Airborne, before going to Afghanistan, the two biggest activities before leaving were marriages and writing wills. And this is not the image that we associate with Generation X. It's, you know, it's definitely keeping all those things on hold.
You want 18X? Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna set the...
Thanks, sir.
Hey, further!
Further
out!
Hey,
at 50.
I got 150 rounds left.
All right, ready? Fire!
Get smoke ready.
Get some more smoke. Friendly coming up, now for shotting. Come on.
Hey,
let's go! Get up here!
Hurry up! You're coming up, get up.
Now for shot coming down, no problem.
Yeah!
Hey, get another one on it! Let's go!
One on it.
You ready?
Yeah,
go ahead. Go.
Do it, man.
Fight!
And make sure that thing's not falling through the roof, though.
It's not, sir. How are you shooting at? It's stable. Hey, this is...
Hey,
we're taking contact that way.
Backside.
Yeah! That was weird.
Hey!
God!
Hey!
Hey, we're gonna go shoot another round, all right? All right, load, half floor, bitch. Drop it. All right, ready? Fine! As you cut off their egress route.
Alpha 3 rounds, AT delay in effect. 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds, 2 guns.
The first Battle of Fallujah, codenamed Operation Vigilant Resolve, was an operation against militants in Fallujah as well as an attempt to apprehend or kill the perpetrators of the killing of the 4 US contractors in March 2004.
Get out now! Get around the back! Hurry up! Get around the back. Hey, Vic, let's go! Go. Here, the house is surrounded. Fuck! Hey, we gotta get multiple rooms above. Come in. What happened? What did it hit me at? It didn't hit you.
What is this?
It hit me. Got me in my face.
What is there still someone up there?
I said I see a frag. You know, like no. There's a fucking ruined booby trap. That's what it is, sir.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of this house. Frag this fucking house.
All right, go.
Hey, man. Wait till it clears out. Clear the stairs right here. Stairs.
Stand by for another frag. Frag out.
Get back. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I can't see. I don't like this. Damn, I got no flashlight. He's gone.
How you know? He was laying.
Because he was fucking laying right there. He's not there no more.
He was laying up on.
I shot him like 5 times when I came back in the second time. He was laying right there. Hold on, let me see.
Get up!
Up! What the fuck is he doing?
What is he doing?
Hey, what is he doing?
Turbo. Nap says he needs a Bradley up there because he's got big guys. He's getting fucked up.
Where did that one hit? Center? That hit to the right center. Get in the corner.
Tell him to pull forward.
Hey, Zach, let's go. Hurry up. Hey, Smitty! Where's Smith at? Smith! Hey, Serrano, take your guys.
Hey, you don't tell everybody to get up here.
Smith!
Yeah.
Hey, tell it! Hey, provide us overwatch on that building. What?
There's like a frag or something on the ground.
Wait for everybody else, Mayor.
Wait for the rest of the team.
Hey!
Bring it down, everybody.
There you go. Still gotta worry about the deadbolt now, right?
Yeah, we were really pumped up, ready to go, eliminate all the problems because I think all the surrounding cities around Iraq, everything was stemming from Fallujah. You know, they were coming in and going pretty much as they pleased.
You know, we lost a lot of guys, and a lot of guys.
The last cigarette before heading out. Search and attack, they call it. The Marines move through the ruins of Fallujah, looking for any gunmen who've not fled or been killed. The most desperate and determined. Tanks rumble in. The Americans were in this neighborhood the day before, but maybe the insurgents crept back overnight. The Marines have been told to comb the mosque for weapons, and as they do, the firing starts. It turns into a firefight. The armoured vehicle arrives with more ammunition because the houses around the mosque are full of fighters. A group of Marines is pinned down on a flat rooftop. We're filming from an armoured vehicle on the street below. The heavier weapons fire a barrage at the insurgents. They call it suppressive fire. A Marine has been injured, and his colleagues need to administer first aid and get him out. A stretcher is brought. This is a serious casualty, and it may already be too late. But the rest of the group now needs to get out too, under intense fire. This is the most dangerous engagement India companies had in Fallujah. We weren't allowed to film the casualties. This one was loaded into the Amtrak and taken away. They're going to hit the insurgents with an anti-tank missile.
What's gonna happen? M16s, 240. We're gonna pop up. Gonna do 5 seconds of suppression. All right? Slow on M16s, like 2 bursts. That way, Cole Pelton is gonna show me where the fires come from, and I can look at the building. All right? It's you and you. Ready? Set, go, hose up.
The heavy fire keeps the insurgents' heads down. The tracer has shown the man with the missile the target.
Where you at? Okay. And then one aiming in that window. Right? That window right there. It's like a doorway. Go! Go!
The backblast of the missile engulfs everyone in dust.
Hats off.
Fire!
They call in an airstrike, and the troops must quickly leave the danger area.
Snipers are here with Captain Santos. All right, start with the guns. Guns are going first. Go guns. Head take point. Head bomb.
They rush down the stairs to find a new position. Fearing the insurgents may still be active, they run down the street.
Keep my gun up. Move, gun.
The debris of the day's battle lies in their path. A rocket launcher, a flattened Kalashnikov. From a safer rooftop, we filmed tanks moving along the street, ready to fire a round into each house where there might still be resistance.
There's probably a good 20 or 30 down in that last corner. And they're pinched right now. The whole division's got them surrounded, and now this is where they were. They're going to use this mosque over here to treat the wounded. So inside that mosque, it's all dirty. And this last strip of houses down to our front, about 300 meters, just full of gunshot wounds and stuff, trying to get them treated. And they don't want to give up. Tried talking to them with our interpreter, getting them to surrender and walk out on the street. They're telling us they'd rather die than come out and surrender. So they're going to die.
The Marines begin to relax. The clash is nearing its end.
They've made a tactical withdrawal to this rooftop here, waiting for air power to come in and bomb the remaining insurgents. They think that there's at least another half dozen still in there.
5 seconds.
Night is falling as the Marines go on foot to see whether the combined power of all their weaponry has